Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I am your host, your coach, Karina Calhoun. I am your expert life strategist. Listen, for this particular episode, I am sharing with you a previously recorded episode with a woman who I believe is really truly paving the way, making major impact in the world, who I want to honor and highlight for Women's History Month. Certainly, this is not the only woman. These women that I am honoring this month are not the only women, but they are a few that I absolutely wanted to highlight because of certain things that I know that they're doing in the communities around them, how they're loving on the world around them. So I want to share them with you. And please feel free to reach out to each and every one of them. Feel free to share the impact that they're making in the world. Please feel free to amplify them and their message and their purpose in the earth. And absolutely do not forget to go be great. I love you all. Hey, everybody, welcome to Go Be Great with Coach Karina. I am your host, Coach Karina Calhoun, and I am so thrilled to be back with you all today. I am super excited. Listen, we have been on a short hiatus, but we are back and we are back better than ever. And today I have with me an amazing woman, just absolutely amazing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sara. Sara is currently in Florida, and Sara is a motivational speaker. And Sara says, as a survivor of the killing fields in Cambodia during the oppressive Khmer Rouge regime in the 1970s, Sara speaks to inspire, motivate, and encourage others to have hope, more courage, and a positive perspective in life. Sara understands that many people struggle silently, okay, silently struggling with emotional and physical pain due to high stress, health, and personal issues that really prevent them from fully enjoying life. So, by sharing Sara's experience of survival in a Cambodian forced labor camp, she hopes to create a more positive perspective for her audience. Sara feels that because she survived, it's part of her duty to help others go beyond survival and live a life of harmonious unity in body, mind, and spirit. Sara's mission is to inspire, motivate, and encourage people to have hope, resilience, and a positive perspective in their life. Sara is an inspiring author. She is a motivational speaker. She is an aspiring entrepreneur, and she's a holistic wellness consultant. Sara, welcome to Go Be Great. And it sounds like you have gone and been great. Oh my goodness. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Praise God. Thank you for having me today, Karina.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure and an honor to be able to sit here and speak with you to really glean from this amazing and massive testimony that you have. Sara, I've already told everyone that you're currently in Florida. So tell us what you are doing these days.
What I'm doing this day, I'm focusing on sharing my experience
Hmm.
that God put me through, but He did not leave me there. He pulled me out from darkness, and now I have a wonderful opportunity to share, to inspire people because, when they know that other people gone through difficult time also, but with God's help, you can get through any situation. So that's what I'm focusing on is to get to different group, different audience, so I can share my message.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Sara, it sounds like you are really blazing that trail. You have found your purpose. You're leaning heavily into that purpose, which is absolutely amazing. But I would imagine there's been probably some struggle getting here. to this point, and also that it's not necessarily a cakewalk even at this point every day. Because what I like to tell people, Sarah, is that, although we may know what our purpose is, we still have to be intentional and diligent in living that purpose every single day. So,
Yes.
talk to us about, so give us some background. You were in this forced labor camp in Cambodia. So, talk to us a little bit about that.
Sure. Um, well, I grew up in Cambodia, and I was a farmer's kid. So my parents, live in a farm, and I grew up in that wonderful, beautiful surrounding by nature. Uh,
Mm,
so I love my childhood, but when I had an opportunity to attend college, I left home. The college is far away. It's more than 200 miles away
mm,
from home. And while I was away from home, there's a very bad thing happened to Cambodia. That's when the communist Khmer Rouge took over our country. And where they came in with madness, with
mm,
vengeance, and they pretty much took all of us captive, and they push all of us to work extremely hard, long hours in the heat, and we were giving very little food to eat,
mm,
and we don't have enough time to sleep, or not enough time to rest. So eventually a lot of people end up getting very sick, and I not an exception. I got very sick. I contracted several diseases, and I
mm,
almost died a few times. But with my hope, my faith in God, I pray God. I pray and ask God to help me to survive. Because
mm,
I want my intention, like when you said, the purpose, we have to have a good intention. My intention is to just just to survive at that time. All I want is just to survive so I can go back home to find my family and to help out.
mm.
So with that in mind, I did everything, and I pray and ask God to help me. So um, through my prayer, God answered my prayer in an amazing way, that I was able to get out of that near-death experience, and um, get in the position where I can recover my health. So I I endure 4 long years,
Mm.
but because I have that purpose, I have that hope that God will see me through. God will pull me out from that dark time, and I made it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And something you said that really struck a chord as I'm sitting here listening is you were just trying to survive. And when you think about the climate of today in the world, not just in the United States, but the world climate, people are just trying to survive. And so I think this is an amazing conversation to have at this point in time from someone who went through something so horrendous, so life altering. You know, you had no control over your entire living at that point in time. You were just trying to survive. And so, for those that are listening, what words of encouragement do you have for them? Because they feel like they're just trying to survive and they don't know, what tomorrow is going to bring. They are extremely unsure. You and I are both, and I'll let you answer that. What encouraging words do you have? But you and I are both women of faith. And one thing that I began to tell people when the pandemic initially started in 2020, people would always say, these uncertain times.
Mm-hmm.
And it struck me really, really deep. God said, stop saying these uncertain times. He said, start saying these unprecedented times.
Mhm.
Because it's not you're not, if you are a believer, you know what's certain, and your certainty, your belief, your trust, everything, your hope is in him. But these are unprecedented times because you've never been here before.
Right.
And so I stopped saying these uncertain times. And so I would have to imagine you probably felt the same way at some point in time during that. So what encouraging words, and for those that are listening, this is beyond just some encouraging words. This is beyond just some motivation. This is beyond that. This is really hear the heart of someone who's gone through something that was so dire that I would say thousands of people, millions of people probably lost their lives.
Yeah.
You
Two
know,
two million, two
yeah.
million to be exact. Mm.
So, what would you say to someone that's listening right now? And not to diminish what they're going through and say, oh, it's nothing that you're going through, but from you having gone through so much, what would you say to them right now?
I would like to share that, you know, we we all go through up and down in our life. But when you go down so deep, so far that you cannot see your way out, that's when you think, I just want to survive. So
Mm,
I've been there. I just want to take the next breath. I
mm. Oh my
I
goodness.
was about to lose the air in my lung. I was
Mm,
just hoping the next breath. I just keep moving one little step at a time. So there are times that you have to endure that hard time, but you have to know that the hard time will not last. If we are believing in God, at that time I believe that there is God. So I was still young. I was not religious. I don't know a whole lot, but I only believe that there is God who knows what's going on. And I just put my trust in that God that
mhm.
time. But the trust come from my love for my family, that I want to survive because of that, because of my family. I love them so much. I just want to survive so that I can be a present for them. Because if
Um,
if I lose hope, if I give up, if I disappear from this earth, my misery is over. It's not bad for me, but it's bad for my family. And
wow.
I just want to live for my family. So that's why I say at that time, I just want to survive. There are times that all we want is just to survive. But after we survive, we have to look for thriving, to
Mm,
progress and all that. But at one point, we have to keep that hope to stay alive.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So, listen, you all that are listening, I want to just pause here for a second. Sarah, I want you to tell the listeners how they can get in touch with you. If this is resonating with you, I want you to reach out to Sarah because the words that she's speaking, I really believe that her words can help bring healing, can facilitate that healing that you need in your life, mind, body, and soul. She comes from a holistic perspective. And so, Sarah, tell everyone how they can reach you.
The best way to reach me is through my website. I have a website. It's called saraim.com. It's spelled SARAIM.com, just like my first name and last name together.com.
Awesome. I love it. So you all heard that, www.saraim.com, Sarah, SARAIM.com. And you all know how we roll around here. I will have all of the clickable links in the show notes. So all you have to do is click a link and you can go right to Sarah. Listen, Sarah, there's a couple of other things that I want to just kind of bring to the forefront. I want you to be thinking about, you've written 2 books. One of the books I really want to highlight in this particular episode, and we may bring you back again, probably, I'm sure, bring you back again to talk additionally about your other book. But the one book that I do want to highlight, How I Survived the Killing Fields, a story of hope, love, and determination. I want you to be thinking about that in just a moment. I want to highlight that. I want you to tell us about that. What inspired? We already know what inspired it because you talked about it. That's something that has happened in your life, a part of your life, a chapter in your life. But talk to us about that, and then where we can get that book. But then also, I want you to talk to us a little bit about building resilience. So you have been graced to teach other people how to build their resilience to win. And I find that very intriguing because you didn't say build your resilience. You said build your resilience to win. And so when you win, it's just like you said, if you had left this earth, your misery would have stopped. But then the people that need the impact from your life, that impact is gone. And so when you think about building your resilience to win, when you win, everybody that's associated with you, everybody that God has aligned you with, they win as well. So talk to us first about building your resilience to win, and then take us into your book.
Okay, great. Yeah, I love to talk about building resilience. Build resilience is very critical in our life. We were born with some kind of resilience because when we were young, when we get hurt, we bounce back very quickly. But as we get older, because we gone through challenging time, and that resilience is kind of depleted. So that's why it's important to build it back up. Resilience is very much like a bank account, like your checking account. You started with something, but if you keep writing the check, you keep spending, that amount will be gone. You have to put some money back in order to keep your account healthy. The resilience is pretty similar. If
Wow.
yeah, if we deplete our resiliency, we tend to give up easily.
Mm.
We tend to quit the first thing that hit us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have to rebuild our resilience back to maximum. So keep building up. Every time you do something good for your life, that means you put a deposit into your resilient bank account.
I love it. I love it. And so just to summarize, listen, you all need to get in touch with Sarah. I mean, this the things that she has to say, the things that she has to share. This can definitely take you to a place where you are ready to run forward, because as she just said, as Sarah just said, you can build the resilience, but when you build the resilience to win, that means you are replenishing consistently. Oh my goodness. I think about, my husband and I were talking the other day, and you think about with kids, they'll say, oh, just write a check, it'll be okay. Okay, well, you got to put money in the bank in order to write a check. But kids, they don't have that concept. They just think you just write a check, or you just stick the ATM card in the ATM, and boom, you've got money. It's the same way. What Sarah just said, it's the same way with that resilience. You've got to be intentional. Listen, everything at this point in time in our lives is about being intentional on what we do and what we say, how we live, how we move, how we are in our being. So Sarah, talk to us about your book that you have released, and it's titled How I Survived the Killing Fields, a story of hope, love, and determination. And also tell us how we can get that. And remember, folks, there will be a clickable link in the show notes. So even if you don't, don't write it down, you all know you should have your journal, your notepad, your pen, your coffee, your tea, your beverage of choice, and you should have been taking notes. But just in case you didn't, because this was good, but just in case you didn't, it's in the show notes. Sarah, tell us about your book.
The book, I wrote in that book my journey, how I got started, how my life began, how I was a happy child, just like I introduced myself. And then all of a sudden, boom, something bad, very bad happened to us. So
Mm,
how do we deal with that? And
mhm,
what anchor, what gave me the anchor and
mm,
the confidence and the courage that keep pushing, find my way out from that captivity. I at, yeah, at one point I escaped. I had to escape. I risked my life to get out, but that's all included in the book. So
mm,
I found that my journey can help people. So there are a lot of people who struggle with chronic disease, with bad relationship, with financial issues, with a lot of loss, all kind of issues that we experience in our life. My book will
mm.
help you have a new perspective on life. Perspective is very important. No matter you are going through anything, you will you will you will need a new perspective on your life.
Yes. Oh, that's good. That is good. So tell us where we can get this book from, Sarah.
You can go to my website again, www.saraim.com/book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Sarah, thank you so, so very much for joining us here on the show. This has been, again, an honor and a pleasure to talk with you, to really glean from you such massive and powerful words of wisdom and insight. And thank you for sharing your life with us. Some people would not necessarily want to be as forthcoming with the things that have happened in their lives. And so I honor you for being forthcoming with everything that has happened in your life and sharing that with us so that we can be better, so that we can go be great. So until next time, everyone, you all know how we do it. We will see you back here again the next time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're out here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we will have another great episode the next time. So I will see you all on the flip side. Bye, everybody.